Here we go. So anybody seeing us now, we're going to go ahead and hit live on this, and we will go ahead and get rocking and rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt is here with me this week, and we had a pretty adventurous weekend last weekend. Of course, we went out to Hysteria Brewing Company, which is going to be featured right here for a fully fermented on August 1st. So we went out there. Of course, we featured Hysteria right here on this main program not too long ago with Ty when we were the first year of the show, and now they're a part of our local feature. And we went out, and of course, you know, Ty always takes care of us every time we go out there. And Matt,
thank you, Ty.
Yeah, Matt got a little too drunk for his own good. I was trying to get Matt to leave because Matt was getting just slightly loud. And I was like, dude, like, come on now.
Ty wouldn't like this very much.
Yeah. And so Matt ordered food, and you got what? You got a brisket like burrito,
garlic fries.
The garlic fries are fire. That place that they have in there with those garlic fries,
they're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But then I also got a brisket.
Yes.
What was it, like a
brisket burrito or like a brisket taco or something like that? I know it was wrapped up. It looked like a taco, but it was wrapped up like a burrito.
Yeah,
and
I didn't get a chance to eat it. Long story
short. You never ate it.
Oh, I took a bite. Yeah, that's right.
You took a bite later on. But I was like, all right, I need to get him the fuck out of here. He's being loud. So you know, we go to leave. We leave, and so you're like, no, I'm not. No, fuck you, Ray, and all that. And like, so you take you cock back and you take the fucking brisket and you assault me with a brisket. So pretty much like a brisket taco, and it hits, and it's like. So it just hits my chest.
The way that it was like a chest chop.
It was like a wrestling chest chop,
and it made that sound too. And it was. I must have hit it in the right spot. I was like,
yeah.
I remember chucking that.
And the thing is eventually, like when we got back down our way, you went into Royal Farms, you went to get something to drink, and you finally tried the brisket. Now, mind you, were slamming this thing in and out of the bag. It's fully come apart. Yeah, so you picked it up, and at one point, you picked all the brisket up. Like it looked like a squid. It looked like you were holding a fucking squid just dangling. And you pick it up and you just put it on my lap while I'm driving. And I don't
even remember doing that.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Matt, god damn it. So we put the brisket back in the bag, and then eventually you take a bite of it, and like you were like, oh god, oh Jesus, this is awful. And it was like hot, like spicy.
Oh, it was spicy because it wasn't bad. I don't think it tasted bad, but I think they might have jalapenos in it. Maybe.
Yes, I think it did. It had something green. There was definitely something green. Somewhere.
I may or may not be allergic to jalapeno peppers.
You may or
every time I eat them, I get terribly sick. And honestly, that might be part of what the problem is. I was drunk. Yes, I was handling my liquor pretty good. But
I remember after I got a text saying Matt is passed out in the shower. The way he was when we were at Ocean City, and we were talking before we went on air, and you were just kind of like, you're like, yeah, what, dude? When I get drunk, I go to the shower. Like,
that's my thing.
And it's like, so if we're drinking and Matt is not to be found, and your establishment has a shower, Matt will find that shower, and he will be passed out somewhere in that shower.
Well, listen, the thing is, and I do it. I don't know if anybody can. Comment or anything on this, or like our fans, but when you get drunk, do you ever get overheated?
Oh yeah,
and
when I drink, I sweat profusely.
That's what I do.
I literally sweat profusely.
Like, shit. Well, I'm really shit faced, and I'm getting hot, so I'm gonna go take a shower. And then usually, I pass out in the shower. With the water running. Well, either I may or may not have my clothes on when this happens.
We've talked about it before on the show that you've passed out face down with your ass up in my shower before. And speaking of which, why don't you grab us a beer? Because we haven't even grabbed the beers yet. Of course, we still have the beer from last week, which is Victoria. And then also, shout out to our friends at Hysteria Brewing Company. When you watch our fully fermented episode,
I grabbed these first because I wanted to try.
Yeah, we tried a little bit of everything. You actually drank one of these last week. I don't think you remember it, but we have brew 'em hop ups. So brew 'em hop ups. So you can see a Pop-Tart and what looks to be, is that like a cream filled donut, or what is that in the middle? It looks like a waffle or a cream filled donut or something like that. But so it says, candy jams.
It's a
candy jam. So candy jams, marshmallow, maple, vanilla, and brown sugar. So shout out to Ty and Hysteria Brewing Company. So this is going to be one of our featured brews this week. Of course, we still got some Victoria left. So, and also, of course, for the first time in a long while, you can taste kind of like the yammy type taste in it, which is weird. Like, I'm not a big yam, like eating yams type guy, but you can taste like that yam type taste to it. Yeah. And what was that? What was that brew that they had? It was like that coffee brew. Oh man, dude,
the morning
you drank
after.
the shit. Yeah, the morning after. You were drinking the shit.
That was really good
Out of that. And I meant to get footage.
I'm a big coffee drinker, so I think that might be.
See, I don't like coffee, but I meant to get footage of it. But we went next door, and you got one of those flaming whiskey shots.
Trailblazer.
Yeah, it was called a Trailblazer, and it's a double shot of whiskey. And was it whiskey or was it brandy?
It's whiskey.
It's whiskey. So it was whiskey, and they set it on fire. Like they basically what is it like? They roast or whatever. Like it's like some sort of like, you know. And you sat there and you took it in 2 swigs, and they were like, "Man, we've never seen someone drink one like that before." And go figure why I got assaulted by a brisket taco and Matt passed out in the shower because
I find that hard to believe. You've never seen someone drink whiskey like it's supposed to be drank.
Well, you asked for the shot and they were confused. Like the deer in headlights look that they had when you asked for the shot was just completely crazy. Like they were literally like, huh?
It was a good shot, by the way. It was good.
Oh yeah, it was good. I had one last time we went up there because Ty bought us one. And
well, how else are you supposed to drink it? Like sip it? I mean,
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, shot,
I feel you should drink it the way my wife drinks shots, and that's just diligently sip it. And that's it. And I just sit there and I look, I'm like, that shot's not going to get any better. It's only going to keep on getting worse because you're just sipping it. Like,
I mean, well, with whiskey.
I mean, if we would have just kept on sipping that camel piss fucking gin that we had, like that would not.
Well, whiskey is meant to be sipped.
Yes.
Rather than shot. You can take shots of whiskey.
But
I do prefer to.
I like mixing
slowly
whiskey.
Drink it.
I'm a big like mixed whiskey with something type person. Like it's real good with mixing with whatever. I like doing what is it, Minute Maid fruit punch. Minute Maid fruit punch is a solid mix for that too. But speaking of which, of course, you guys have seen over the last couple of weeks, I have looked like a homeless man or whatever. And of course, I get everything. I go. I was like, hey, my hair is bothering me. I don't fucking feel like dealing with my hair anymore, my facial hair. And Matt, I've looked like this before. I've looked like this before on the show. And my wife looks at me and she's like, you look like a thumb. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you look like a thumb. So she was calling me Thumbelina and playing the Thumbelina theme song. Yeah. And now I sit there and I'm like, I looked like this during our wedding. So now every time I look at our wedding photos, I just see her in her wedding dress. She looks beautiful in her wedding dress. And I just see a thumb in a tuxedo. And that's now officially what I see. And I mean, I don't know what it was like I feel like I was on the verge of looking like Ted Kaczynski at some point. And I was like, I need to shave all this off because I'm like borderline Unabomber right now.
I mean, well, it has been very hot lately here.
Yes, it has been extremely hot.
And I hear in UK, it was really, really hot there too. Like they've never experienced 3-digit like heat wave or something like
apparently,
that. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was just reading something that apparently Japan had like its hottest day they've ever had. Yeah, I don't think it was like 106. I remember I just saw a meme and it said it was like false, and then it showed the mushroom cloud. And I was like, that's fucked up. But I chuckled. I chuckled when I looked at it. I was like, because I am a sick
evil human being.
Yes, I am a evil.
I mean, their babies are still fucked up because of that.
I mean, Christ, I went to the lengths of going from Ted Kaczynski Unabomber look to looking like a thumb. Like, I mean, so. But yeah, I mean, man, and of course, next week we will be back next week also. Right here on YouTube Live next Saturday. Our featured guest is adult film star D. Williams. That will be at a very special start time of 12:30 p.m. That's the only time D could join us. So we will be live next Saturday afternoon at 12:30 p.m. for some very special day drinking right here on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, Arietta Adams is our featured guest tonight. this was supposed to happen last night, but unfortunately, the dates got a little mixed up. We heard the 22nd. She heard the 23rd. She was on a plane. I think actually she was flying back from Exotica, I think. So Exotica was going on. So I think she was flying back from that at the time that the podcast was supposed to be happening. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, you know what? There's nothing going on Saturday. Let's just make it on Saturday. So she should be joining us momentarily. We have her scheduled for 8:00, but of course, everybody knows that we like to dick off a little bit right here on YouTube Live. They get the juices flowing, and so you guys can have the absolute best and worst of us for when we go live.
I think I'm going to go to Exotica next time. Year.
I think in October it's in Jersey. They do it in Jersey in October, and then I think it comes to DC.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set up shop like a little tent. I'm just going to sit there.
Tent. Yeah.
And sweat and drink beer with my shirt off.
Yeah. So
I mean that's got to be the sexiest thing there. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean the whole thing is also you got to look at it as
we could have you the featured thumb.
Yes, the featured thumb of the whole thing. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into one of our twisted news articles, and this one is too much mayo. Atlanta subway customer arrested for shooting 2 employees, killing one over a sandwich order.
Damn.
So I've been to Subway. Yeah, to me, Subway is kind of an in the pinch type place. Like I'll eat Subway if I'm in a pinch and it's the only way around. And here's a fun fact. I forgot how many it was. Me and my coworker, when we were driving around, because we drive around all over, we noticed that we were starting to see the ratio of Subway to McDonald's. Like you see McDonald's everywhere, but you know that Subway, and I'm not sure if this is still true after COVID, has more franchise locations than McDonald's.
I believe
in the US, because Subway's and Subway's kind of like a pop-up shop. Like you can put that bitch on the tail end of a bank or the tail end of a strip club, and it doesn't matter. Like
subs and hookers. I mean, I'm telling you, but no, you ain't shitting. Like it's weird. I was just noticed that the other day too. It's funny you mentioned that because I was just driving down the street and I looked over, there was like this shack looking area. Like, and I was in a great neighborhood, I guess. But there was like a Subway on the end of it. I'm like, son of a bitch, Subway, you did it again.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
It's a crack house and it's like Subway on the side.
That's how they're making their money. The crackheads get hungry.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
It says Atlanta police are investigating a shooting that's left one woman dead and another in critical condition at a Metro Atlanta Subway store. The reason for the shooting? Too much mayonnaise on a sandwich, police said. Now, I like mayonnaise. I don't like a lot of mayonnaise. I'm not sure if I would take another life over too much mayonnaise, but there's times where I've gotten my McDonald's order and I just wanted to drop an atomic bomb on McDonald's because of the order being so wrong. It's unbelievable.
But here's my thing, okay? And I don't mean to be. You shouldn't resort to violence.
You need.
But how many times did she tell them?
I don't know.
I mean, if I gotta tell you one too many fucking times, not too much mayo, and you put too much fucking mayo, I might go ballistic too.
It says APD responded to a Circle K gas station. Seems legit, dude. The one right here on my road. It's right inside of a fucking Exxon. It is right. It's so someone may be murdered over mayonnaise inside of that, because it is literally. We just talked about this inside of a gas station. The one in White Marsh inside of a gas station. And then you have freestanding locations. Like they're literally everywhere. It says
I should have gotten to this with this.
APD responded to a Circle K gas station at the intersection of North Side and Markham Street. The calls about a shooting just after 6:30 p.m. When they arrived, they learned 2 female employees had been shot after a dispute about the amount of mayonnaise on a customer's Subway sandwich. Police said that the woman who was killed was 26-year-old, and another 24-year-old employee was shot in front of her 5-year-old son and is now in critical. Wait, so now that's something else to unpack. So the 24-year-old employee was there, but her kid was there.
Oh.
So is she having her son help sling these sandwiches as well? Like maybe it was the child, maybe the too much mayonnaise. This woman could be dead because she had the child. Like there's some sort of weird like child labor law that's being broken here. And she's having the child make the sandwich. She probably looked over and she was probably like, hey, put the mayonnaise on the sandwich. And a kid probably just sitting there holding the bottle until there's nothing left. like unloads, and then, oh, here's your sandwich. And it's like, they drop the sandwich in those little bags. So, you feel like an extra like 3 or 4 pounds of mayonnaise on that sandwich. Like, bag just tears, hits the ground, just explodes, mayonnaise everywhere. Like, I still don't think it would constitute her shooting them, but just imagine that. Like, you go in there and there's a 5-year-old child behind the Subway counter. And he's just like, what would you like to have?
Are they making subs though? Like, if they're I can understand if it's like, if it's her franchise, she owns the Subway.
I know. If it's me, he's making the subs. If it's me, that kid's making the subs.
You got to
literally, like,
kids
like, just literally, like, laying on the open up the bread. Hey, would you like to have this toasted? He needs to know everything.
It's time to open up the grease trap, son. And also, get in there.
I don't know if
Make him do everything.
I don't know if any other place has this, but have you ever noticed, and I'm fascinated with it, Subway always has those really weird squirt bottles. The squirt bottles that they use that don't have like nozzles on them or whatever. Mm-hmm. They look like reverse, like, baby bottles. Like, it looks like a nipple goes this way instead of, coming out. And they always have it, and they always do it like they do it, and then they like drop it hard back into the thing. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, and speaking of which, was Subway, there was something that some research or whatever proved that apparently, like, the bread wasn't really bread. It, like, they called it like dessert. Like, apparently it's more of a cake than bread with what it made out of. And there was a big thing about that. I was always a Quiznos guy. I loved Quiznos. There's not a lot of those around anymore, but I will fuck up Potbellies or what is it? Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is good too, because I'm a big hot sandwich. I don't like, I'm very, I don't like a lot of regular subs.
Cut here and there, but I prefer to eat my things hot.
Yeah, you prefer them hot. If that child's slinging you a sandwich, he's slinging you a hot sandwich. That's just the way it's going to work.
A lot of mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise to where mayonnaise cannot even exist anymore. Like, that's just the whole thing. So
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
just unload in my mouth.
And then, of course, tonight we will also be doing another Cooking in the Multiverse with Ray C Hawkings. That will be back again this week. And he sent us, make sure everybody go out, follow him on Facebook, find him. And he sent us a very exclusive. None of the guys who I know through wrestling have even seen this. He sent us an exclusive meal for tonight that we're going to get into. And he actually originally he wasn't supposed to be joining us because he went to a party. So that was last night. But however, tonight the party's not happening. I asked him about, because I'm kind of curious. It's like, what does a time traveler like Ray, a crippled guy that travels through time, what kind of party is it? Like kind of like traveling through different universes type party? Is it like a party for handicapped people? Like, I don't know. Like, or maybe he could have just went to a relative's birthday. I don't know, but I hope it's something that's just like mind blowing. And, I had somebody on Facebook, they were like, oh, well, Ray travels through the multiverse. How does he do it? His chair. Like, what do you think? Like, his chair is obviously a fucking time machine. And that's how he hops through all these universes, is through the chair. So, but now he'll be joining us with that here tonight. Also, our trivia will be back. We had a lot of fun with trivia. Trivia is always fun. And since Arietta is a redhead, it's going to be all red or redhead based trivia this week. So that should be, kind of fun. So, we'll be doing that with her when she comes in. And then, of course, Incoherent Cards Against Humanity Roulette. It should definitely be, a great time here on the Happy Hour podcast with Matt and Thumb. That's the whole.
That's your new, that's your new shit now. You're Thumb. You're no longer Ray. You're just Thumb.
Because when I had the Gold Thumb gimmick, when I was gonna take the mask off, when I turned heel and they did the mask versus career match, I didn't quite yet think of Chase Rawlins, and I was like, "What the hell can my name be?" And originally somebody tossed around the idea of, they're like, why don't you be Raymond G. Thumb, which would be my real name, and then G for Gold Thumb, and then of course Thumb for, Raymond G. Thumb. And I was this close to doing it. And then someone was like, we don't want you to be associated with the Gold Thumb character anymore. And I'm so glad that they said that, because then I was able to do Chase Rawlings. And I don't think Raymond G. Thumb would have, got me to the level of where I went with Gold Thumb.
I thought Gold Thumb was pretty cool.
Oh, it was. That gimmick was very memorable. And speaking of which, of course, our graphic for this week and next week were themed off of the NWO, which, of course, the NWO just recently, right here in this month, celebrated their 26th year. So it's been 26 years since Hulk Hogan dropped the leg on Macho Man Randy Savage and joined the NWO and formed the NWO at Batchet Beach in 1996. So so we did a little bit of fun. Of course, I went to Curtain Jerker Designs, Derek over there, shout out to him, and was like, hey, can we do a NWO theme for the next couple of graphics? So this one and the next one had an NWO theme to them. And then, of course, for those of us that follow wrestling, Vince McMahon just officially announced retirement yesterday. I don't know if you saw anything about that, but it was all over the internet and all over that Vince McMahon at 77 years old has retired from WWE. And also in that same day, it was announced that Triple H was back as EVP and executive vice president of talent relations. So things are going to get a lot better there, the way things work out with, all that going on. So, and that was your ring notification. I know that sound because I turned all mine off for my ring cameras that I have.
We're live. I'm only checking because no one should be there.
Well, you open it up and a man is holding his asshole open towards your camera. And you're just like, wait a minute. Well, what is this? Why is this happening?
No, then he came on the wrong fucking day, clearly.
Yeah.
He's scheduled for tomorrow. What is wrong with people that they just forget? They just don't know, no, you can't just go up to someone's house and open up your gaping hole to a ring door camera.
Just sit there and hold it open. And it's just like,
I'm sure
and he just sits there and he's like, I want all of the mayonnaise from Subway. I'm going to call you Subway and you're going to serve me the mayo. And so let's see, let's get into this one. This one's kind of a fun one. A Riverside girl was injured after a cell phone hit her in the face on a Six Flags roller coaster. So it says a family of an 8-year-old girl from Riverside said she was seriously injured after a cell phone flew into her face on a roller coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain over the weekend. Evie Evans and her family are season pass holders, not anymore. When they went to the amusement park on Saturday for the first time this summer, Evie and her mom got on the Twisted Colossus roller coaster, one of the young girl's favorites.
But sounds kind of hot. I want to go on the Twisted Colossus.
But shortly after the ride took off, something smacked Evie in between the eyes. It was.
I'm sorry. I know it's an 8-year-old fucking girl, but Jesus Christ, I couldn't imagine getting smacked right between the eyes.
Here's the thing too, like with that, like I also looked up with that. Like apparently people have been hit by birds on roller coasters too.
Never been hit
like
by
could
birds.
you imagine so anyway, so they're going on a ride and the cell phone flew and like hit her like right square.
Dude, cell phones are
like
look,
it was insane.
We went from these big cell phones from like in the 80s, then we go from these little cell phones you can put in your little fucking pocket and carry around. Now cell phones are like fucking as big as a TV, a flat screen TV now. I couldn't imagine this thing smacking me in the fucking face at 60. How those roller coasters go 60 miles an hour?
When me and Jess went to Vegas, we did the New York coaster outside. And I had my cell phone in my pocket. And, I wear a lot of cargo shorts. So I thought I was going to lose my phone because of the speed. But also, Jess, when we went to go, she forgot to take her glasses off. So before we went, I pulled them off of her face, and the whole time I'm holding her glasses in my hand so they won't go. But hilarious. Imagine that, imagine you're sitting there, you're looking at porn on your phone, and then it just gets swept out of your hands, and you just bap. You're like, little Evie get hit right in the fucking.
Now that's face. How you send an airdrop dick pic. You just You just hit fucking.
Yeah,
You throw that bitch in the air while you're on a roller coaster. Let it
Yeah.
smack everybody
Well,
behind
see,
you.
here's the thing: like this person, if that cell phone hit this young girl in the face and then hit whatever on the roller coaster and hit the ground and survived, whatever phone brand they have or whatever case they have, chef's kiss. You stay with them for the rest of your life.
It's probably
Because-
OtterBox. I mean, I've seen those things go.
I
through
mean,
some
at that
damage.
point, it's so it says her mother recalled looking over and seeing blood everywhere as soon as Evie took her hands away from her, clutching her forehead. I don't think I mean, did it like explode her face? I mean, did her like
At
face
that
like
speed,
smash
yeah,
in
I'd
like Jason
imagine.
Voorhees putting like a fucking fire axe through somebody's fucking face? Like, and it says
Oh
Evie,
my god!
Evie and her mom tried to control the bleeding without much success, but the ride continued through the twists and turns. So this girl was like blood is just spurting, just garden hosing, just fucking.
I mean, they called
everywhere.
the Twisted
Yeah.
Colossal, so I'd imagine it's just blood
She was
just
colossally
spiraling out.
bleeding. And it says White said that fellow ride goers who sat a few rows behind them saw a phone fly out of someone's hand and hit Evie. It bounced off and they caught the phone themselves. Oh, so the phone was saved. The phone was, so the girl didn't die. The phone didn't die. So it was literally like, imagine that person. Like that guy should play baseball. Like imagine that. Boom, phone hits the girl in the face. Guy, catches the phone. And then it says when the ride ended, White said the couple began helping Evie with her injuries until employees got a first aid kit. First aid kit? Well, I mean, if this girl has like an axe-size gash in her fucking brain, like what's that gonna do? White's other daughter, Evie and Eden, like what kind of names are these? Said a man came up to them looking for his cell phone. He told them to stop freaking out and that it wasn't a big deal. But then left in a rush after seeing her sister's bloodied face. That dude was definitely watching porn on that roller coaster.
Well, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I smacked her in the fucking face with a phone, but it's not a big deal.
Could you imagine if he would have sued the family for them breaking his phone, like her face breaking his screen? It said, let's see, Evie needed 10 stitches to close the wound on her forehead. That makes sense because I got busted open right here and I needed 11 stitches. I needed 5 inner, 6 outer to close right up above. So that makes a lot of sense. After turning the cell phone over to Six Flags employees, Evie's father, Josh Evans, said he tried to file a report with the Valencia police, but no one told him, but was told none would be taken since no crime was committed. I mean, that is true. There's nothing saying that there's a crime in you watching porn on a roller coaster and then the phone flies out of your hand and just assaults a girl. Like, I mean, you cannot arrest a cell phone.
It was it was an accident, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
The guy seemed a little bit like he didn't care. What's the word? I don't know. He didn't seem very sympathetic.
Yes, he didn't seem sympathetic at all.
So I don't know, and I'm not taking anything away from the dad. I'm not saying that you should get aggressive or anything with anybody, but I'd have probably hunted that dude down, whipped his ass. That's probably what I would.
What the hell is that? Karen and Karen. What the fuck is that? What is going on?
The battle of the Karens has begun.
It's just an ad. It says Karen versus Karen, and they have
Karens.
these weird things over their face, and what the? Oh, here's another. This is what I looked up. It said, and this was it got me intrigued on what else people got hit with while they were on roller coasters. And this one says teen collides with a seagull while on an amusement park ride in Wildwood. So Wildwood, New Jersey, this happened. And you know how the slingshot? Mm-hmm. It's that ball thing that's held down by those bands or whatever. I've never been on one, and I don't fucking flies up like
I know what it is.
Imagine scooping up a seagull. Okay. Like a seagull is just flying by, minding its business, and that thing just shoots up and just takes the seagull. Like that thing's just flapping its wings, like like as you're going in the air, and it's like at that point, like is it like does it stay in there? And it's like it's up, it's down, it's up and down the whole time. Is that seagull just causing absolute hell?
Seagulls never forget. So
yeah, they never forget a face, and they're definitely not going to ever forget that person's face, because that's the thing. It's like you're going up and you see the seagull, And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you just hit the seagull dead on. And that's that. So, I mean, yeah, man, I have no idea. So, but yeah, so Arietta Adams should be joining us shortly right here on the program. Just double up. That's actually her popping in to the room now. So we will.
She was right on time.
Yeah, she was right on time.
That's
so
amazing.
there we go.
I'm
so
never that on time either.
But no, I mean, dude, like at that point, like if you're going up in a slingshot and there's a seagull in there with you, like, do you try to hold it? Like, do you try to get it out of there? Like, because I mean, you, as we said, I've never been on that ride. You've never been on that ride, but at the point that you're contained in like a little like wicker looking ball, like it looks kind of like a wiffle bat ball. Like you ever play like with a wiffle bat? It looks like a ball like that. So you're trapped in that ball with a fucking seagull as it's going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and that thing's going absolutely
kick it out.
Fucking ape shit. No, you can just throw it out.
If I could.
And of course, here's our guest, Arietta Adams. She's joining us right here on the program. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
And of course, we were talking a little bit. We were supposed to have you on last night, but we got the date. Like something happened with the dates, and Erica said you were on your flight back. I think you were coming back. Were you coming back from Exotica, I believe, on the way back, or was Exotica before that?
I'm just here in LA to shoot. I was leaving from Florida, but I have been really busy with Exotica last weekend, so I think it was just some miscommunication.
That's fine. I told Erica, I said it would have been fun if we would have did the show live from the airplane. Like you're just sitting there on the airplane and everybody just hears like little Johnny behind you, like little 5-year-old Johnny's just kind of looking over and he's like, "Mommy, what are they talking about?" And it's just like, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, aside from a man hopping up, yelling in a language that's not ours, what is the worst that could happen in a situation like that?
I don't know if you're allowed to like face or like Zoom on flights because they say you can't take calls, but I don't know. I slept the whole plane ride anyway.
They're just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You're like, "God damn it, I'm on a podcast. Leave me alone. I am busy." And of course,
literally.
And of course, not only do you do adult film, but you also sing. So, you know, of course, you have a new video that just came out, new song that just came out. So how, I'm very interested with that. And I just saw it on the thing that Erica sent over earlier, and I didn't really have a chance to check it out, but is your music kind of intertwined with the adult film stuff? Like, is it kind of like hand in hand, or is it just a whole complete different thing from that?
I would say it's different. Like, I don't necessarily talk about adult industry stuff too much in my music, or like not really at all, but I did keep my name. I just go by Ari instead of Arietta because I'm like, shit, where all my names come from anyway. So I don't want to be too different, but I try to keep them a little separate, but not I don't know. Like I don't sing about porn, but I definitely talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever.
Yeah, like I wasn't sure if, like, you know, when you sang, if it was like, you know, you were singing about that or what, but no, it's cool that it's a whole complete different thing. And with the worlds between, like, you know, you did a video for that, the video for doing your music video compared to shooting porn. Which do you prefer shooting styles? Do you prefer the way that they shoot porn, or do you prefer the way that they shoot music videos?
I kind of like them both equally because my music videos, they're not like extravagant sets and shit. It's normally just me and like my production manager. I don't really like have like a crew of people. So it's kind of like filming my own content for like OnlyFans, but instead of fucking, I'm singing.
Fair enough. And of course, we're right here on YouTube Live. And what we're going to do real quick is we're actually going to go ahead. We're going to kick it off with our games. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick it off with our games. And unfortunately, what we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with Ray C Hawkings cooking in the multiverse, which one of my good friends, he's handicapped, he's in a wheelchair, and he makes all kinds of weird food in his air fryer. And he sends it to the other wrestlers. And we're just kind of like, bro, what the fuck is that? And somebody told me you need to start doing this on the show with your guests. So let me just go ahead and pull up what he sent to us exclusively, and I'll get that pulled up on here, and we will try to figure out what the hell this is. So there we go. So that's it right there. So I'm looking at this and I'm like first initial. What happened there? Okay. Why did it go to that? It moved over. Okay. So here, let me, oh God, what's happening? What's happening?
What did you
What's happening?
What is happening?
We're having technical difficulties. You just
there we go. All right. So, let me get that back up. So I think what I did is I clicked by accident and it just hit next photo. And that's what it was that video. So, all right. So that's what that is right there. And when I was looking at that, I was like, man, I'm like, that looks like, it kind of looks like if Swamp Thing, like it looks like a bagel and it looks like Swamp Thing blew his load on top of a bagel.
Man.
And then he just cooked the bagel.
I can't even see.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I feel like that, like he just went down to a swamp and grabbed sludge. Can you see it? Okay.
I can see it. It's kind of small, but I'm on my phone. It's probably.
Okay. Okay.
I can just get really close. We can get up close and personal for a second. Is it a bagel? It looks like a tortilla or something.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna call this Swamp Thing's like sludge pie. Like that's what that's gonna be. And he told me, like Eric, if you were to name that, what would you call that? If you were to look at that, what would you name that food as? If you were to see that.
Honestly, it doesn't really look like that unappetizing.
He told me what it is apparently this right here is a little like cheese pizza, and he took avocado and spread guacamole. Like he took guacamole and spread it on the top and then dropped it in the deep fryer. And it's like, like I'm not,
I would eat it.
Yeah, you would. If we had a better budget and we could have guests in studio, I would totally have him make these and have the guests try them, and we would try them ourselves. Like, and he's like, he's like that.
That looks like something my cat threw up.
I would eat it. It looks good. It looks actually. I was gonna say it was like guacamole or something.
It definitely.
Like I am not a big guacamole or avocado guy at all. So when he said that, I was like, like that's not going to happen. So
I mean, I've ate worse. So
I love avocados.
So all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into our game Incoherent. So Incoherent, pretty much what Incoherent is we're going to show a series of cards on the screen. They're going to be in drunken lingo, and you need to try to figure out what that card says. And there are a few hints. If you need the hints, let us know. Okay. So
let's do it.
Same thing I just did. So let me just go ahead and hit this and try not to fuck it up this time. So this is the first card. So you might need to come in a little close to see it, but that's the first card. What do you think that says?
Whipped cream?
It is whipped cream. So the hints were tasty topping and because skin can taste so bland. So those were the hints for that. So we're going to go ahead and do another one. So let me hit that. We're going to do 3. And either people get them like that or people have no idea. Like their brain literally turns the fuck off when they see these. And they're like, I have no fucking idea.
This one's pretty easy too.
Yeah. So, and of course, with you on, we're doing the naughty version of the game. So here's this one. So we'll go ahead and put that one up. What do you think that says?
Sloppy blowjob.
All right, so that's it. Hint is saliva, and say it and spray it for the best results. So what she needs to do is she needs to find Johnny Goodluck at one of the Exotica conventions and pose with the Happy Hour podcast title, because we did a whole show where we did nothing but this game with 30 of our former guests, and it was an elimination style thing. And Johnny Goodluck won, and we sent him a championship belt for game. And like when the game happened, normally people stump at these, and then for that everybody got them like boom 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 boom, and I'm like, what's happening right now? All right, so here's the last one. All right, so this one, I just love the way that it's spelled out on there.
Fuck me daddy.
Yes, and it says Sensual Talk, or the OG of naughty talk phrases. So there's that. And then what we're going to do also is we also do a Happy Hour pod trivia. So we started doing it a couple episodes ago. So what I'm going to do is, since you're a redhead, it's all the color red, or redhead oriented stuff. And what we'll do is, you know what, we don't ever encourage anybody to drink on our show if they don't want to, but what we'll do is for every one you get right, we will take a drink. And if you had a drink, it would be anyone that you would get wrong, you would take a drink, but you don't ever have to feel obligated to do that if you don't want to drink or anything like that. So
I know I have a tiny bottle of Bacardi in my purse.
if you want to do that, feel free. I mean, that's up to you.
There's alcohol here.
She's like, hey, there's something over there. But it's up to you. You can just do it, and we'll just drink for everyone you get right. So
I'm gonna get the little bottle of Bacardi.
You're gonna get, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I stole it out of a hotel during the weekend. Don't tell anybody.
Well, it is now live on YouTube, so
Yes.
everyone knows now
What?
that she stole that from a hotel room.
Oh.
The bottle.
Yes.
But
yes. Hey, you know.
we'll forget. We'll
Oh,
bury
yeah, it's one of those like little mini guys. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
You know?
one of the little miniatures. All right, so you ready?
This isn't my house, so I don't wanna take the alcohol here. But I think I could. Sure I could.
Oh, here they come. They heard you. We're on YouTube Live. They heard you, and they're like, "Oh, here we come."
Oh my God. I'm an alcohol bandit.
All right, so there's 10 questions. So here we go. First one is multiple choice. What is the name of the actress that plays Donna in That 70s Show? Mila Kunis, Kelly Cuoco, Pam Beasley, or Laura Prepon?
I think it's Laura.
It is. It's Laura Prepon. So she is the one who plays Donna in That 70s Show. Of course, one of my greatest moments was when Laura Prepon, she did Orange is the New Black. And the opening of that show, she got naked in the shower with one of the other inmates. And I was like, this is one of the greatest things because I always wanted to see her tits. And then she got naked in that show. And I'm like, yes. So this one, who did you watch The Office by any chance?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So what were the names of the two redhead secretaries in The Office?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm horrible with TV show people names.
All right. So the names of the two redheads in The Office were Pam and Aaron. Pam, of course, was one of the main characters, and then Aaron took over for her once Pam left that spot and became a salesperson later on in the show. So that one is a fail for you. And then question 3. What was the dad's name in That 70s Show?
Red.
Yes, there you go. Red Foreman. Which I was going to get. Yeah,
I was like, I don't remember his full name.
Yeah.
But I remember everybody just called him.
I was going to give you a hint of the questions are themed around this.
Yeah. I definitely watched That 70s Show way more than The Office.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't get into The Office that much. I think I like Break better.
Did you hear they're remaking that? They're bringing back That 70s Show. Is that
Really?
90s show? And it's going to be their kids. Their kids are going to be watched by. So it's going to actually be Eric and Donna, and Red and Kitty are going to watch their granddaughter, and you're going to get cameos from all the other
a lot of things happen.
former people. Yeah. Now, here you go. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie, but are you able to name the red-haired actress that got fucked by Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights?
I've never seen that movie.
I'll give you a hint. She also did Hannibal.
It's a classic movie.
And there's another actress with the name Demi that has the same last name.
I don't know if I've ever seen Hannibal. I'm not a big movie person, I don't think.
It is Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore is who it was.
I don't know who the hell that is.
She's like, I have no idea. All right. So here's a fun one. It's a true or false. So true or false. Red hair is found in 19% of the human population.
True? False? I think it's true. It's false.
It's false. Only 1 to 2% of the human population
It's very rare.
red hair. That is how rare red hair. And then question 6 is, what was the name of the big red dog in the children's books?
Clifford.
There we go. I was gonna give you multiple choice, but she guessed it right away. So Clifford, the big red dog, is.
I guess I got one. I'll take a shot.
Ooh. There you go.
All right. So now, this has to do with red because they are the color red. What percentage do Americans consume strawberries at least once a year? A, 40, 75, or 94? What percent of Americans consume strawberries at least one time a year?
I feel like 95.
You are correct. It is 94. So it was
that's
94.
definitely.
That's it, because a lot of people, I'm not a big strawberry fan, which is weird, but I like when I was doing the questions and getting all this together, I was like, that is definitely
Strawberries.
a higher
Strawberries
percentage.
are the shit, dude.
So
I guess that because like they're the most sold in grocery stores. Like they always have the big boxes of strawberries, but not so much the other berries.
yeah, it's always the big gigantic boxes of them. Another true or false. So true or false, there is anywhere between 1 to 2 to 1.5 gallons of blood in the human body.
I think that's true.
That is true. There is only 1.5 to 1.2 to 1.5 gallons in a single human body. So that is true. Now, question 9. Oh, here, actually, since she got that right.
Yeah, it's
I'm getting y'all drunk.
Question 9. According to a German researcher, redheads have more A, pets, B, sex, or C, hair.
Maybe it's sex.
It is sex.
sex.
It is definitely sex. So there you go. So that really brings everything together full circle.
You say redheads do
All
it
right.
better.
So she's doing pretty good. So now, all right. So you said you're not good with movies. So this one might stump you a little bit. Question:
Okay.
Name the red-haired actress from the American Pie series and also the TV show How I Met Your Mother.
I've never really watched either.
It is Allison Hannigan. Allison Hannigan is who it is. So
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I think
You're
she
really
won. I
good.
think she got what? 4 wrong? 4 wrong? So not
You got 80%.
No,
We'll say 80%.
yeah, and of course, you have an OnlyFans. Everybody out there has OnlyFans. Compared, except for us. We're like, we should just do one. We should just do, and we'll just lay in a bathtub with potato chips, and people can just be like, we're not going to pay for this. But no,
I don't know. You'd be surprised who would pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Someone might.
Now, content wise, what content? How different is the content on your OnlyFans compared to the content that you put out on a regular basis? Is it more exclusive stuff? Do you chat a little bit more with your fans? What?
I definitely talk to my fans a lot on OnlyFans. I'm way more personable with them on OnlyFans than any other platform, and they always get the content first. Like, I do this like by myself, so I always just drop it on OnlyFans first because it's the easiest, and then when I get around to it, I'll post it on like ManyVids and Pornhub and X videos and that type of shit. But OnlyFans is definitely the main one that I focus on. I love talking to my fans. I do it all day, every day. I sit and talk to them and make them videos.
Now, have you ever got like what's like the weirdest or creepiest request you've ever gotten from a fan on OnlyFans or somewhere else?
Someone recently, like literally the other day, messaged me on Sex Panther and asked me if I would like fuck a dog.
What?
That's fucking weird.
Was that like, okay, you are now blocked. Goodbye.
Yeah. Because what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh man. Like now what about at like the conventions? Of course, you just did Exotica. There's another Exotica coming up in October, which you're gonna have your own booth there, correct? At the Exotica in Jersey, or you gonna have your own booth there, or
I think so.
yeah. But
that's like 80% chance I'm gonna have my own booth.
Oh, nice. So make sure if you're in the area, bump out to Jersey, go say hello to Arietta, and don't be too weird. Now, for conventions, have you ever had any weird fan experiences in person?
Honestly, in person, not so much. Nothing that really rings a bell that I could be like, wow, that was weird as fuck. It's more so on the internet. Most of the time when I meet fans, they're like super sweet and like respectful. So it's just on the internet, people ask for weird shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's what it is they're behind a computer screen. So they're just kind of like, all right, what's the most awful thing I can think of? Okay, let's see. You're on an airplane. 9/11's getting ready to happen, and there's a dog. And yeah, let's just, this is what's gonna happen. And you're just kind of sitting there like, what am I reading? Like, is this really a request?
Yeah, that dog one was pretty good.
That was very specific, Ray. It wasn't you, was it? I mean, Jesus.
I had another one where someone asked me to like stick a live fish in my asshole and like sit on it until it stopped flapping. But I know a bunch of girls have been asked that or something similar from what I've heard. So maybe
anybody who has actually done it?
No.
Like
I hope I don't. And if I ever find out anybody I know did that shit, I'm cutting them off.
Can you imagine that? Somebody's just all down on all fours and there's a fish just flapping in their asshole, just like a fucking propeller.
Now it's a gold. Like a tuna.
Did they say like a specific kind of fish? Did they say like, oh, well, we want like a tuna or like a puffer fish or like a tuna? Like a tuna is a big.
I don't remember. I think they said a goldfish. But
that's just one of those koi fish.
Yeah, I mean,
who messaged me that shit? It happened like a year ago. Like I get like the really weird requests like every so often. Like, there's definitely weird shit, like the normal weird shit, but extremely weird shit is like once in a blue moon.
Yeah, and it's funny because
I was thinking because I could probably take a goldfish myself.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
You know what that reminds me of?
It
reminds me of The Boys. I'm not sure if you've ever watched the show The Boys, but there's a superhero. It's basically a show about all these fucked up superheroes. Pretty much like if we were bestowed superpowers, what would happen if the whole society had superpowers? And there's a character in that called the Deep, and he basically at some point in this show twice he fucks an octopus. And I went to a yard sale earlier because I'm a reseller. I flip stuff, and there was a guy who looked just like the Deep. And I saw him and I was like, I instantly don't trust you. Like, I instantly feel like you have fucked an octopus. And I instantly do not trust you. And it made me think of that because I saw it said an octopus or a kraken you have on your arm. I see your tattoo or whatever. Like, I see like the little tentacle on.
I have a snake.
Oh, it's a snake. Okay. I wasn't really too sure. Like, I was like, is that a tentacle or is that a snake? Because I have that big one right there of a kraken attacking a diver. So
I got a snake.
Yeah, so like that, I just can't get out of my mind someone having the audacity to message you going, can you just put a fish in your ass? Like, and you said goldfish, like that's kind of like a sink or swim type thing, because I feel like a goldfish could be easily lost. Like, I feel like, if something goes wrong, like that thing may shoot up your ass like a vacuum. Like, and then
oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, imagine that. Like, that happens. And then you use the bathroom the next day, you look in the toilet and the fish is that goldfish just kind of swimming around like, yeah, I'm just living my life right now. Like,
up there.
I don't know. Like, or you just feel it's like little like thing flapping back and forth, like while it's up there, and you're just like, oh, she's just kind of like, what have I gotten myself into?
I hope not.
We never did a tail end of our games, which is Cards Against Humanity Roulette. So have you played Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah, I've been on a long time.
Okay, so we do it a little bit different on the show because obviously we can't have you in front of a deck of cards. So what we do is we read off the face card, and then we give you an option of 1 through 6. It's basically like a card of luck. Whichever you think your lucky number will be the best answer of that card. And if you don't like that card, you get one more rebuttal. And we're going to do 2 rounds. So the first one, you want to read off the first one, Matt?
Okay. goes, "Hi, MTV. My name is Kendra. I live in Malibu. I'm into blank, and I love to have a good time."
All right, now we're going to take a random number between 1 and 6.
5.
5. All right. So there you go.
Okay, it says, "Hi, MTV. My name is Kendra. I live in Malibu. I am into being hunted by giant eagles, and I love to have a good time."
Now, are you satisfied with that, or do you want to rebuttal and choose another
weird.
card?
I want to do another one. Let's
All right.
do 3.
3. Okay.
Well,
Thanks.
"Hi, MTV. My name is Kendra. I live in Malibu. I'm into literally eating shit, and I love to have a good time."
All right.
Yeah,
So we
I
recycle.
like that one.
So there's those. All right. So now
Literally eating shit.
round 2. While the United States raced to the Soviet Union, while the United States raced the Soviet Union to the moon, the Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on blank. So 1 through 6.
4.
4. All right. So while the United States raced the Soviet Union to the moon, the Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on a gender identity that can only be conveyed through slam poetry. So, do you like that one, or do you want to pick a different card?
Gender identity that can include slam poetry. Let's do 2.
You want to do 2? Okay. So,
Yeah.
while the United States raced the Soviet Union to the moon, the Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on Korean barbecue.
Yeah,
I'm glad she did not say 6. I'm glad she did not
What
say
was
6.
6? What was 6?
What was 6?
6 was
very, very
okay.
controversial right
So
now.
yeah, this is a very, very controversial subject right now, and this is randomly drawn out from the box of the rest of them.
So we
6
had
was
nothing to do with it.
lots and lots of abortions. I was like, oh, I'm like, that would not have. I was like, oh, but anybody who knows Cards Against Humanity, that's the type of game that it is. So thank you for taking part in our the humanity segment. Now, Arietta, you've been doing porn for a good while. What porn related injuries have you sustained?
Oh man. Definitely the sore throat, the sore pussy, the bruises, scratches, rug burns, chlamydia, fucking,
Yeah.
shit like that.
What happens?
All right. So now with that, what do you feel? Was there ever a time where you went to well, let's say you filmed a scene. What do you think the most fun you've ever had filming a scene was? Do you remember any time where you're like, oh man, like just constant like fun shit was going on, or you were playing jokes on somebody, or pretty much in wrestling we have something called ribbing where we play jokes on everybody. Like we'll sit there, a guy will go on and we'll tie his bag to the top of the arena, and then he can't get his bag down, and he has to end up going to the next show without his wrestling gear.
Yeah, like say you take all the lube bottles on set and fill it up with like hot sauce or something,
Oh hell.
Like have there ever been jokes played on set?
Yeah, sometimes. Like it depends on the crew and like the talent you're working with, but I've definitely had plenty of experiences on set where everybody's just having fun and having a good time. Or like if the dialogue's really funny and you're like filming it, like everybody's like laughing while filming it.
Yeah, and of course I just glanced at our live feed. We're on live, and somebody said to ask you what your favorite request has been. So this goes back to what your worst request was. What has your favorite request been?
I like it when people ask me to do like fetishy stuff. I think it's my favorite when people ask me to do like small penis humiliations or like femdom shit or like JOIs and stuff like that, or like foot fetish stuff. I think I secretly like doing fetish stuff.
It's like It's like a humiliation thing. It's like your penis is so small, it reminds me of a goldfish. And you know what? Just like a goldfish, it's not going anywhere near my ass. It is not going. And someone said that.
Is that?
Yeah. Someone said that a goldfish is light work, and it says people out here eating goldfish all the time. And then I guess for what you just recently said, like the porn related injuries, and so she's got health insurance, she's straight. So
oh my gosh, that makes me think. Last time I was supposed to do an anal scene, I don't know what happened, but my asshole just started bleeding, like dripping blood. Fun.
Guy just walks in with a catfish squirming in his arms. He's like, "Don't worry, I got this. Don't worry, do not panic.
Oh, no.
We're gonna have it taken care of."
Yeah, I've yet to have to go to the doctor because of porn, so that's good. Hopefully, I'll keep that going.
And what we're gonna do is we're going to get into another one of. We did two of them before you came and joined us. One of our twisted news articles. And this one is doctors were left baffled after finding hundreds of coins, nails, batteries, and shards of glass inside of a man's stomach. And it says Buran Dimar from Lulu, Turkey, took his younger brother to the hospital after he complained about abdominal pain. Well, I would guess so. And it says the doctors performed an endoscopy with an ultrasound and x-ray scans, and they were amazed to discover 233 items in the 35-year-old stomach. These included 1 lira coins, batteries, magnets, nails, pieces of glass, stones, and screws. Now imagine this. This dude has fucking magnets that he swallowed with nails and screws. So I wonder if there were any time like the magnets just kind of like sucked up the screws. Like, you know, you got that whole motion going on. Like,
well, maybe that's why he shoved the magnets. Maybe shove the magnets down there to get
that probably has like mental issues.
Yeah, but there is people like this that eat shit.
Oh my god! Wait, hold on.
There's like a whole like documentary on it.
Oh my god! Look, they
TLC shit where people are like addicted to eating chalk and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh my god! All that shit was inside this dude. Look at that. Look at some of those screws. Like Jesus, I think I would.
Fucking railroad
spike. That's like a railroad. I think I would rather have a goldfish shoved in my ass than have that inside of my stomach. Like, yeah, fuck
Good
that.
Lord.
Like, and
you
this
probably was addicted to it.
Oh yeah. Like, what was it? Like, there was that you just said it. There was that show where, you know, people eat weird shit.
Yeah.
And like,
there's like an old documentary.
Yeah.
Like somebody like, I can't remember, like she was eating her mattress.
Yeah.
Like she was
people I think it's called like pico or something, where people eat shit like that and feel cravings for non-edible stuff.
Yeah, it was
could be wrong.
Wake up and just
that ass like a mental illness. Poor guy. Hope he's not eating coins anymore.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever sat there and looked down at a coin or a piece of glass or anything like that and went, man, I would love to just shove that in my mouth.
I want that
just
inside me.
Swallow it down. Like this needs to be, and I mean that's the thing. Like that stuff. That dude had a whole fucking like bank vault of coins on that table.
That was
like
incredible.
Yeah, that dude was like, you pull his dick hard enough, that shit probably slot machines out of his asshole. Like literally, just slot machines right out. Like, you know.
I used to eat paper when I was little.
Yeah,
well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't know why.
That show, there was a lady that ate what was it? She ate foam. Like weird, like, you know, like the foam that you spray up. Actually, it reminded me, we did a few stories, not only with people eating weird stuff, but people also do a lot of weird sexual stuff. Like we've had on the show, for anybody tuning in live for the first time, just in case you haven't seen our program before, we've done articles before on the show where someone actually took spray foam and they stuck it in the head of their penis and they sprayed the spray foam into their penis. So it's kind of like dude sprayed Fix-A-Flat in his penis. And then a lady had a glass bottle stuck in her vagina. There was someone who had a battery. He took a AA battery and shoved it in the head of his penis. How the fuck do you get a AA battery? Because that thing's like probably about like this big into the head of your penis. Like, you know, we're sitting here worried about a fish being shoved in somebody's ass. Meanwhile, you got a motherfucker shoving like a battery in his penis and shit. Like, you know, come on now. Like,
so,
yeah. And Arietta, have you done any porn parodies? Like, have you done like, because they're really big also as porn parodies. Have you done any?
Yeah, I just recently did like a Batman Poison Ivy porn parody. And I did one a long time ago where it was like Tekashi 6ix9ine. And I've done like handyman stuff, and what else is porn parodies? I did like a Mario Peach one, and like I did one where I was like the Wendy's girl.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've done a good few. I'm trying to get more into that. I have a shit ton of costumes that I don't use. Like I always go to the Halloween stores like after Halloween and like buy it. It's on sale, and then they just sit. I have so many costumes.
Now
I need reliable dick.
Yeah. Now with that, are there any shows or anything out there, games or movies or anything like that, that if you could do a porn parody of one of those, what would it be?
I want to do like Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, that'd be cool. Which Powerpuff Girl would you be?
Fucking
Blossom.
Well,
Awesome, bro. Not watch Powerpuff Girls, obviously.
I did not. I was not a huge Powerpuff Girl fans. While I sat in my living room and played with my wrestling figures, you leave me alone. How dare you? And of course, we got a couple more questions from some of the fans. Of course, one of our viewers, Anthony Kern, he said that looked like the whole entire Home Depot aisle when we showed the photo of all the stuff on the table. And then Big Boy Lewis said, he said to ask what music inspires you the most?
What music artist?
Yeah. What music artist inspires you the most, and how you write such beautiful songs, and what's your process?
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to all types of music, honestly. A lot of music artists inspire me. I say a big one definitely would be like XXX Tentacion, rest in peace. But like he's fire and like dumb versatile. And same with Juice WRLD too. Like I really fuck with how they made like their own genre and that type of stuff. Like that shit is mad inspiring. But also I grew up listening to like rock music and shit that my mom listened to. So definitely that type of music heavily inspires my music today.
Nice. And it's funny because if you watch Stranger Things, you grew up with rock music. When they played Metallica on that, you probably already knew who Metallica was, compared to all the people that were like, oh my God, Metallica, this is great. And we're just kind of like, yeah, we know who Metallica is. We've known who Metallica were since the 80s.
Yeah. I'm definitely emo. I'm like a grown-up scene kid. I'm not even gonna lie. But
was it like one of those things like emo, like where you like, did you have like the dark black hair and you had like, you know, the makeup and all
yeah, I never had, well, I dyed my hair like really dark when I was in high school, but I had like the bangs and like purple hair and red hair, and I'll wear like band tees and skinny jeans and bracelets up to here. Like I thought I was so stylish back then.
I heard there's a new thing now that it's called clowning. Like apparently, have you heard about that? Like apparently like that, like high school kids and all that, and they pretty much do like the eye makeup like clowns, and they put like CL in front of every word. Like if they say call, they'll be like, I'll call you, or I'll come to your Klaus or whatever later on. And like they like have like, apparently there's this video going around, and this girl, she's I think she's not all there mentally, but she can't keep a job because the job won't let her dress like a clown. And you can just see that her parents are defeated because they're just kind of like, well, I mean, you're like, I'm talking about like the whole getup, like the wig, you know, all that. Like she doesn't like no John Gacy looking clown. Like she like looks like, you know, straight up like Doink the Clown from WWF, Doink the Clown. Like that's, yeah, I don't know. Like it's weird. You never heard of it? I heard it. I heard of it for the first time today, and I looked it up. So when you get a chance, look up clowning, and they will definitely, you know, you'll definitely pop up some stuff. Actually, here, let me look it up right here, and we'll see if we can. So clowning. Clowning
to me is like when you like joke with somebody.
That's what I thought it was. So clowning.
Am I getting old?
kids. I think that's
I
okay.
guess.
Understanding the creepy clown epidemic. So let's see. Oh no, well that's not it. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, I always thought clowning was just making fun of somebody.
Let's see.
Right.
Okay, this is all about the scary clown stuff. So I can't find the article I had earlier, but no, like it's completely insane that like people, like I don't know, but people go through their fads. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you may dress like a clown now, but who knows? 13 years from now, you could just look like a regular average Joe and all that. And of course, Arietta, where can everybody find your music? So I know, everybody has inquired about your music. So where can everybody find your music?
You can find it under ARIE. And I have a music Instagram that is Ari's Trap. It's ARIESTRAP. And everything that anybody would ever need to know is on that Instagram. I don't know if my songs are that popping enough where you can just look up Ari and then I pop up, but you can definitely look up my song names or like look it up on YouTube. I have 2 music videos now. I just dropped one recently. The song was up on all platforms, but it got taken down for a stupid reason. So it's on YouTube currently while it's being put back up.
Now, those links are also, I believe I saw those, they're on your Instagram and your Twitter and all that as well, where like people can find it through that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And of course, if anybody, instead of seeing you sing, if they want to see you suck, where can they find all of your stuff for you doing that?
They can subscribe to my OnlyFans at Arietta Adams XXX. That's ARIETTAADAMS XXX. Or they can follow me on Instagram at Real Arietta or on Twitter at Arietta Adams XXX.
Awesome. And Arietta, what we're going to do is we're going to let you get ready to get out of here soon. We appreciate you being on the show. Of course, for everybody watching here live, we're going to be back right here on YouTube Live next Saturday. Special start time of 12:30 p.m. is going to be an afternoon start time. We're going to be doing a little bit of day drinking, and our featured guest is adult film star D. Williams. So D. Williams will be joining us right here on the program. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and end our YouTube live feed. Arietta, would you be able to hang out 1 second once we're awesome? So we're going to go ahead and wrap up on YouTube Live, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. So